students. Well, this is the first chapter of Standard 12th from the book Flamingo. The name of the chapter is The Last Lesson. It is written by Alphonse Daudet, who was a French novelist and short story writer. Actually, he was a writer who used to write in French language. Later on, his write-ups were converted into English for producing it before common mass. The story is set in the background of Franco-Prussian War. Franco-Prussian War, which had occurred during the period of 1870 to 71, in which Bismarck was leading the Prussian army, and he has captured France. He has defeated France, means Prussian army has defeated France and captured its two cities named as Alsace and Lorraine. And Alsace and Lorraine were passed under the territorial rulership of Bismarck, or you can say Prussia. Prussia, which consisted of Germany, Poland, and parts of Austria at that time. Now, the language possessed by Prussian was Germany, because Germany was having a huge impact on this Prussian army. Well, in the background of that Franco-Prussian War, this story is set amidst, and it is describing us about the backdrops, what had happened, how it has destroyed the language, how it has destroyed the mindset of common mass of France at that time. What happens in the end of the story, you will come to know that how education of one's mother tongue is very necessary, as narrator Alphonse Daudet points out, that as soon as you have the key to your language, you have the key as soon as you are aware of your language, you have the key to the prison in which you are bounded by anyone. Now, the story involves major characters like Franz, who is a small boy, a precocious boy, who is studying in a school and is about to go to school. And M. Hamel is a teacher who was teaching in a school of Alsace from past 40 years. He has been residing in that school and was teaching from past 40 years. Apart from that, there are some minor characters also, like villagers which included mayor of the city, which included Hauser in the city, and others in that city. This story is about a teacher who has to leave his teaching, who has to leave his school, as Berlin has invaders from Berlin has made a notice that in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, there won't be any teaching in French language. The language or the medium of teaching, or in fact the language taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine from now onwards will be German. So this is the dilemma where M. Hamel finds himself, that his patriotism is ruling over the conditions of the society, and that's why he has decided that he should move from that place. Franz, who is a fun-loving boy, he is interested in bird watching, and he does not pay attention on studies. In fact, he is not having even interest in his own mother language. And apart from that, he also have the fear of iron ruler, means iron rod, which his teacher and Hamel have. Actually, he was not able to do his homework on time, and that's why he was always worried, and that's why he suffers. One day, he is going to school, and he finds that during the school hour, everything is not what it seems. On his way to the school, he finds that there is a number of people are gathered in front of a town hall, and that town hall has a bulletin board where all the notices, means you can say all the bad messages, all the messages having their destruction and all the messages having their sufferance is displayed over there. So he finds a number of people gathered over there. So he thinks that what next, what is going to happen now, why these people are gathered over here, because he was knowing that this is the place where every bad news has come, whether it is a lost battle or something like that. So as Franz reached that spot, one of the villager even asked him that why are you in so hurry, you will have plenty of time, you will go back to school. But Franz finds it that it is a satirical tone on him, it is a comment on him, and that's why he moves very fast. But when he reaches the school, he finds that when he visits the school, he is astonished. He is astounded by the aura and by the environment of there. He finds that there are a number of changes in the society, in the school campus. The school, which in the beginning is full of chirpings, is full of the noises coming from the students, is full of the noises coming up from the students when they are repeating their lessons in unitions. Everything is so calm. When he enters, when he goes and finds that M. Hamel is still having his ruler in his hand and is roaming in the room, he finds it to be very difficult. He thinks that he should run away rather than going to the school, and then he should run away from there. But he finds himself not in that condition that he should run away. So he decides to go into the class. While he reaches the gate, he is also astounded that he is going to be beaten by M. Hamel. But it did not happen. What had happened? That M. Hamel called Franz and asked him very politely, he welcomed him and asked him very politely to have his class. He even says him that, oh Franz, it is good that you have arrived. Otherwise we were beginning without you. Now, Franz finds that his teacher is wearing his second best suit. And this was the suit which he usually wears when there is a function or any prize ceremony in their school. M. Hamel. Now Franz finds why the villagers are also there in the back side of the bench. So he is thinking what is happening in the school right now. And suddenly M. Hamel announces. M. Hamel announced that from today onwards, in the schools of France and in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, French won't be taught. The new master is coming tomorrow, and that's why I have to live by today. From today onwards, the teachings will be only done in German. French was stuck to it. He thought that how could it be? He has not paid attention, he has not learnt his language. And what will happen if he won't be able to speak his own language? He has always thought that there is plenty of time, he will learn it the next day, he will do it the next day. But it did not happen. He was totally worried. He was thinking, what should I do now? And then M. Hamel announced that don't you worry. We have always thought that we have plenty of time, but it has not been there. We have been thinking that we will do this thing by tomorrow, we will do that thing by tomorrow, but no one knows that tomorrow never comes. Suddenly, Franz realized why that gathering was there near the bulletin board, near the notice board. So, he realized that it is going to be his last lesson. M. Hamel points out that it is not the mistake of the children. He actually, Franz was also worried that his teacher is going to ask him about participles which he had not remembered. He thought that after knowing that the teacher is uh, going to give him a punishment, when he when he gathered his courage and tried to speak up, he missed in the first word. And suddenly then the teacher, M. Hamel, said that it is not your fault, it is the fault of us. We have only we have only postponed our work on the next day, on the next day, and on the next day every time. And no one has noticed. Now, it is not only you who has done the mistake, but also your parents who have sent you in order to earn some more money than sending you back to school. And also, even I should also be blamed, because whenever I have decided that I should go on fishing, I have given you leave. So in that condition, everyone is to be blamed. But remember, as he mentions his last words, he says that French is the most beautiful, clearest, and the most logical of all the languages. And he also points out that as soon as one should have the key to their language, they have the key to the prison in which they are born. Lastly, he writes on the board, "Vive la France." That means "Long live France" on the board, and then asks his students to leave. So that's all from this chapter. Go through the chapter, read the text, and then I'm providing you the assignment also. Do the exercises. If you feel any problem, feel free to ask me on my WhatsApp number. And don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.